Hello again, everybody. Barry Hyatt here in Scottsville with Janet Johnson. It's June. That means we're going to be talking, it looks like something sweet today, Janet.
We're going to deviate from the sides that we normally talk about, Barry, but we're still going to talk about how to use some great fruits that come in season in Kentucky and Tennessee.
Right.
In the middle of June and continue throughout the summer, and that's blueberries and of course peaches, but we'll focus on the blueberries today.
Sounds good.
And we'll talk desserts.
Okay.
You know, in the South, we do love our cakes, don't we, Barry?
We do.
We love a great cake, and pound cake is a wonderful summer cake because you can combine it with sauces and fruits. It's so versatile. But unfortunately, pound cake can add a lot of calories, and for people who are watching their cholesterol or maybe have some heart disease issues, they are looking at the type of oils and the butter and cutting out saturated fat.
Right.
So this recipe today, a blueberry cream cheese pound cake, sounds delicious,
sounds
and
great.
it is great. Actually uses some really unique substitutions to continue to get that great flavor that we want from pound cake, but make it a little more heart friendly.
Healthier alternative, I guess you could say.
It is an alternative. And of course, by adding blueberries, you're adding antioxidants. Anytime that you just have a half a cup of blueberries, only 40 calories. I mean, what a snack.
Oh yeah, that's a great
And you can
snack.
just eat these almost like popcorn in a sense. Or if you put them and add them to a traditional dessert, that only enriches, again, the power of that dessert and increases the flavor and moisture too.
Right.
So we have, by virtue of TV today, prepared the first steps of the pound cake, and what we've done is for 2 sticks of butter that normally go into a pound cake, that's a cup of butter, and we're talking real butter. That is a saturated fat, of course. It's very flavorful and lends itself to a great dessert, but what we're doing today is substituting a polyunsaturated oil, a canola oil, a half a cup, which would be the equivalent of a stick of butter,
Right,
and we're adding 8 ounces, another cup of cream cheese, but we're doing a low fat, or you can even do a fat-free cream cheese.
Great.
Now I've chosen to do a low fat today because that's what we had on the shelves, you know, here in Scottsville this week, but you really reduce the calories without sacrificing some of the texture, so it's great. So we're making that substitution, and then what I've done, you beat that until it's creamy. Now for many cooks, they're going to look at this, Barry, and say, no, that's not butter creamy, and it's not. It's going to have a little different texture, but just try to get it smooth. It'll look almost like an icing in a sense, you know, very spreadable, but that texture. So that's what it'll look like.
I notice you have a deep dish here too.
I do, and there's a reason for that. In making this recipe, you really are getting a very thick batter, and you can see how thick this is.
Very thick.
And it's again the texture, and when you're actually using a small hand mixer, depending on what you have at home, it will tend to wrap itself around the beater, so the deeper your mixing bowl, the easier it is to work with beaters.
That makes sense.
It does later on. And so what we've done is we beat the oil and the cream cheese until creamy. Then we simply added the things that you see, a convenience cake mix. We used one of the butter cake mixes, a yellow butter or just a butter cake mix.
Right.
And I added a vanilla pudding, an instant vanilla pudding to that. To give some moistness. Now with the eggs, again, a pound cake's got to have lots of eggs to it, so we're using 4, but we're taking 2 of those 4 and we're separating them and only using the whites, and that helps with the cholesterol level. So, hey, a little substitution here and there, and it really makes it more heart healthy. So, and we added 2 teaspoons of vanilla. That helps with moisture too. So this gets it to the texture that you see in this big, deep bowl, and we added all those ingredients and beat them with the mixer. Well, we really just blended them, not just beat them, but we often say that. Now we're ready to just fold in the blueberries, and that's the very last step. So would you like to fold those in, or I could just
you go ahead.
sprinkle those? Well, you stir and we'll sprinkle them.
That's
So
fine.
we just simply add those in and mix, and again, you've got to you've got to really work your muscles there and kind of just fold those in, because we're adding a hefty 2 cups of blueberries to that. So you can see it takes some manly muscles there, Barry, to really get that going.
I need to join that gym again.
Yeah, really.
I will let you finish that. You know what you're doing.
That's very cool. All you want to do is just evenly distribute the blueberries in the recipe. And you know, with a lot of things, blueberries and pieces of fruit sink to the bottom. Not so with this. They will be right there. Then we're taking a bundt pan, or a fluted pan, I guess we should say, since Bundt, of course, is a manufacturer. And we're just, now I went ahead and sprayed this with a nonstick spray, and then floured it. Many of the pans today have a nonstick coating. You can be your judge on that, but you don't want this to stick. So I would urge you maybe to go ahead and do those extra steps there.
Sure.
And then we just simply spoon this in the pan and see how thick this batter is.
It's very thick.
You're almost thinking, oh, something's not right here. So just evenly distribute it in your bundt pan, okay? Because it will bake out. I promise you, it's going to be fine. So just kind of put it in fourths all the way around, and then just fill in the spaces. So evenly distribute and get ready. Now we have preheated the oven to 325 degrees. So this is a slow cook baking process. And we're going to bake this particular bundt cake for an hour.
An whole hour, okay.
60 minutes, yes. It allows the slow cooking that we associate with traditional bundt cake recipes. So we take it there. And I think that you can see, Barry, we've got a beautiful cake, and I'll tell you, this is so good when it comes out of the oven.
Oh, I bet.
Let it cool about 20 minutes, and it will come right out of the pan, and slice it. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I had some last night, just out of the oven. It is delicious. You will not feel cheated by making the substitutions that we've done today.
And the healthy substitutions too.
Healthy substitutions and a lot of flavor with the blueberries that have been added. This is a great breakfast cake. It'd be wonderful for that. A great dessert, 4th of July. Team it up with some extra blueberries and peaches and strawberries. It's just a great summertime dessert.
Fantastic. Well, listen, thanks so much for your time today.
Sure.
I know everybody's going to love making this dessert for sure. Next month is July. 4th of July is coming up here. Do you have any plans for next month yet, or are you still debating?
Well, I'm still debating, but I tell you, we're going to be rich with garden produce. It's time to have a delicious tomato, some corn. We're going to probably grill up some things and talk about those things next month.
That sounds awesome. Well, thanks so much, Janet, and thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you again next month. So take care, everyone.